Any questions?
I just reviewed it this morning. So, I mean, she went through pretty fast, but did basic through the manicures and through the pedicures and like some stuff I didn't know like about why we don't use the scrapers for pedicures, as far as how, the skin reacts to it being cut, wants to grow back thicker. So we went through that, and she went over how we don't cut cuticles. We just, like, I guess, clean around them. But it was the basic. It was chapter 13 and 14, I believe, that she went through.
Yep.
Which I don't have that book. I have just the Milady cosmetology book so far.
Okay. Let me take a quick note. Do you have manicuring and pedicuring in your cosmetology book?
I do.
Okay.
It's like
but it's probably not as detailed.
Right. It's like chapters 24 or 25, I think.
Okay, but you still have, so when you go on Cengage, is it under cosmetology or is it under manicuring?
It's under cosmetology.
And so do you have a page for manicuring? Like, do you have stuff where you can actually do all that?
I can only go to the cosmetology book.
Okay.
It's the Milady cosmetology program. I haven't gotten my kit yet. It came in last Monday, but I haven't gotten it yet because there was the COVID case. So I won't be back in until not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday evening.
Okay, no worries.
And going forward, I intend on, like, there'll be some days where I can just take off a day and come in, here and there.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that is something we'll have to figure out. But today we're going to be going over soak-offs. Soak-offs are how you remove applications. I'm going to do a standard soak-off today. And then as we move forward, I'll show you other methods. It like got dark. Can you still see?
Yes.
Does it look dark?
No.
Okay. It looks dark to me.
I can see it really, really good, actually.
Okay, as long as you can see it. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna go over soak-offs today. This particular soak-off you can use on gels, you can use on acrylic, you can use on NextGen. So any type of extension application that you do, you can use this particular soak-off on any of them. I personally, I do nails, so I have found it to be the quickest way. I wrote the procedure on the board. That's stable. Can you see the board okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I wrote the procedure on the board, so we'll go through that first. And then I'll walk you through how to do the soak-off. So that way, if someone starts coming to you when you're working on your models, whether it be your family or friends, they start coming to you and they have a prior application, you know how to remove it and it doesn't take all day. I will tell you, soak-offs can be kind of time consuming. So it's a really good idea to try to get a mythology down while you're in school so you can soak off. I'm going to be the demo today, as you can see. I still have some stuff on that I need to get off before either I do my nails or go get them done. But the method we're going to be using today will be cotton, acetone, and a bowl. It's important to have probably like a glass bowl, something that won't melt because you will warm up your acetone in the microwave. When you warm it up, that actually activates it and kind of ignites it and speeds up the process of the prior application coming off. So Soak off, as far as what you'll need, you'll have to have your setup, and then you'll have to have your procedure, and of course, clean up at the end where we disinfect, wipe everything down, make sure we're leaving a sterile environment. Your setup, as far as supplies, you're going to need cotton balls. You can do small, medium, or large cotton balls. That's up to you. The cotton balls are what your client actually sits their fingers in when it's sitting in the acetone. And crazily, for some reason, it helps kind of slough it off or rub off the prior application. You'll notice if you just put acetone into a bowl with just a bag and let it sit, it's not going to do that. It's not going to come off as fast. It still comes off, but not as quickly. Having that cotton there almost like creates a friction, and your clients can rub their hands and it's coming off quickly. So you'll need cotton balls. It can be any size you choose. That's completely up to you. You're going to need a bowl, preferably a glass bowl, because glass doesn't melt in the microwave. Metal, you can't put in the microwave. And then plastic, you take the chance of it melting. So I say get yourself some glass bowls. When I first started out, I worked at Beauty Brands when I moved here over 10 years ago, and I was the nail tech there, the one in Frisco before it closed. And I just went over to the Dollar Tree and got a whole bunch of stuff like glass bowls, little plastic like wraps to put your hands in, all those things, because you will always have to add to your kit. Like, we'll give you the basics in school, but then it's your responsibility as a practitioner and a continuing learning technician to get the supplies and things that you need, so that way you have the easiest application. Because you want to make it easy for you. Like this past Friday, I do mobile nails as well, so I have my business, and an extension of that is going to people. I've done that for 8 years since I've been here living in Texas. And one thing that she did not put on her client request or client services is that she needed a soak off. So that was an additional 35 minutes that I wasn't anticipating for. So not only did I not bring a bowl, luckily I had cotton and acetone, but I didn't bring a bowl. I didn't have a plastic bag. So that was something that I had to get from them, as far as like having a little bowl, but just things like that. When things come up, you want to be prepared. That's my fault. I probably should have had stuff, but I specifically asked, what did you want? And they said, and they never said I have next gen on. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. But had I been, in my right element with everything, I would have gotten that off in 15 or 20 minutes versus 35 minutes. So just having a methodology, even though I didn't have what I needed, I knew what I needed. So I was able to get it. Hey, I need cotton, hey, I need a bowl, I already have acetone. So I was still able to come and do a soak off, even though I wasn't necessarily set up. And that's the whole point. It doesn't matter your environment, it doesn't matter your situation. You still have to be able to maneuver and get the job done regardless of what's thrown at you. So cotton balls help create friction. Your glass bowl, you want to have a glass bowl so you can heat it up in the microwave and you don't melt it or cause a fire. Your acetone, you want pure 100% acetone. You can get this at Sally's. They have big bottles. If you go to like the nail supply stores, they're like $10, $15, and you can get the gallon ones. That's normally the ones I get because they last you longer and it's better bang for your buck. But you need pure acetone. You don't need nail polish remover. It needs to say 100% acetone. That's going to be the strongest application remover. It's going to work the quickest and you're going to see the best results. So make sure it says acetone, not nail polish. Then you're going to need a plastic linen. The plastic linen is what your clients will place their hands in. So you'll put the cotton inside.
And you said that's plastic linen?
Yeah. So, like the paraffin bags?
Yes.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Or like, yeah, a paraffin bag. So again, you can go to Sally's, you can order it offline or go to like the nail supply stores. But you utilize something like this. It doesn't have to be this, but something close to this. And you'll put your cotton down in here. So the little cotton, put it down in here, and then clients will stick their hands in and soak.
Oh.
You'll also need a hand sanitizer. So that way, when clients sit down at your station, you can, hopefully you've already washed your hands, but you don't know where they've been. So just politely sanitize their hands. Hey, sterile procedures with everything that's going on. It's something that I've added. I choose to sterilize your hands. And then honestly, I would wear gloves if I were a technician, but that's a personal preference. I've worn gloves now for years. Before everything happened, I wore a glove and mask because I do lashes. That's my main bread and butter. And I don't want to breathe the same air as you, and I don't want you breathing my hair. So I put a layer of protection. That's just something I've been doing, and I don't want to wear it all the time. But during when I'm working on people, yeah, just for procedural reasons, something that I've chosen to do. But some people don't wear gloves when they do their lashes. Like my lash tech, she don't wear gloves. But just make sure your hands smell appropriate if you choose not to. And then get yourself a timer. It usually takes about 20 minutes to get an application off. You literally have cotton, warm the acetone, and let the client sit. Now, you can push along the service if you use a drill or use something to etch it off. Some people, what's the word? Teach against that because it can remove layers of the skin. Right. So preferably, it's better just to let them soak and then come back to him. But it depends on your day, what you got going on, and all that stuff. So those are the supplies that you need. The procedure, after you've greeted your client, gone through the consultation, explained them to your station, you're gonna wash your hands, which I'm gonna leave here and do in a second before I start. Then I'm gonna sanitize them as if I'm the client, since I'm the client and the technician today. And then I'll put cotton. I actually pre-set up. So I already put the cotton in the plastic linen. I didn't put the acetone in there because I was gonna let you see. And then warm it up. You don't want to warm it up more than probably 30 seconds because it doesn't take long for acetone to get to bubbling. And they can't stick their hands in there because it's going to be on fire. So I say 25 seconds is pretty good. If it's bubbling, let it cool a little bit and then let them stick it in. Because acetone is very drying. So it's basically drying out the application and breaking it down. And at the same time, it's almost like an acid and melting it off all at the same time. So you'll place your cotton in your plastic linen, pour about a half a cup of acetone. You want to make sure that it's soaked enough to where the fingers are immersed. You can't just have the cotton wet, like there needs to be a little bit of liquid sensation that you see in the bowl where the hands are soaking, because if their hands are not fully submerged, it's going to be hard to get the application off. And you'll also notice that thumbs are usually the hardest. Those are usually like thicker applications for whatever reason. So then you pour your acetone in there, you go warm your acetone in the microwave, and then you come back and you set your timer and you have your client sit for about 20 minutes. And that's it. That is soak off. And then after you have them sit, you can have them go wash their hands. And then after they wash their hands, you either do like a manicure, like a hot oil manicure, put the nourishment back into the skin because it dried it out, or you do another next gen acrylic gel, regular manicure, whatever it is that they want. Cool?
Got it.
All right, so I'm gonna go wash my hands and then we'll start the actual procedure. So we're doing stuff. So I'm gonna take off the rest of my atrocity. It's not like you're here, you do it. I didn't even think about it. Okay. It throws me off when you guys show up later. All right, so I washed my hands. Classmate has came, so I'm gonna actually have her do the soak off. I'm gonna go warm up the acetone though for her, and then you'll see her do the soak off. I'm gonna go warm. And then how long do you need to? About 25 seconds. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
happened to that?
Wash your hands. And what side of the table would you like to lie on? I'll just work on this side. Which one? This one? Okay. All right, so I went in, got cotton. Since the student showed up, I'm just gonna have her do the soak off. So she's washing her hands. But like I was saying, get yourself a glass bowl. I did not warm the acetone up in here. I just put it in the microwave like this. 22 seconds was plenty. It was already bubbling. So after she washes her hands, I'm gonna have her sanitize my hands and then begin the timer and soak. So got some sanitizer. So I set it for 20 minutes. My timer, my phone. And you can get yourself a regular timer or use your phone. Sanitize my hands. Start the timer. That's it. You just tell your client to put their fingers in acetone. And if you want, you can grab a black cosmetology bag and place it over to insulate the heat. You don't have to put a bag over it, but I mean a towel over it, a black cosmetology towel, and that can insulate the heat. You don't have to, but it can kind of help speed up the process. Because this can be time consuming. You don't know if they didn't come to you, you don't know their last application, you don't know what that person used. So this might take longer than 20 minutes. 20 minutes should be the max. If it's taken longer, then who knows? And so then you just place it and that's it. And then in about 5 minutes, In about 5 minutes, you can choose to drill or nip away at the prior application. And then have your clients be kind of rubbing the cotton. Like I said, the cotton makes friction. And when you make friction, that's what helps break down the prior application and get it off. It is really bad to pick off your nails. I do it even though I'm a manicurist because it takes off layers of your nail bed, which is not good or healthy. That can thin your nails over time. And as we get older, we want thick, healthy nails, just like we want thick, healthy hair. I just said, why are you late?
I wasn't. My sheet says 10:30. Oh, every time.
Because it throws me off.
I was actually super early. I came at 10:08 and thought, I don't even know. I didn't even see the door closed. I was like, oh, I'm here. So I went back.
Well, we didn't know where we were going to be at first. And I forgot the estheticians going there with the lash. I was like, where are they going?
Yeah, I was like, it's so packed in there.
Yeah, I think it's lash and esty. I don't know. It looked like just lash. Though.
And then there were so many faces I didn't notice. I was like, who are y'all?
And the acetone is going to cool off. That's normal.
Have you used those clip things where it's like you soak the cotton wool and acetone and you like clip it?
I've used those. I've used foil. I told Elizabeth that we'll do different ones. This is just the first one. But I'll show you guys like the foil and all that. I find this method works the best. Heating it up and then letting them soak.
Yeah, because the it's a hit.
You have to get it perfectly saturated. They can't move. If it moves, it's not gonna be right. Like, yeah. But like my thumb's already, I can't tell this. But if you let them sit for a good, you don't even bother them, you don't even have to drill. If you let them sit, majority of it's gonna be off. Especially if it's gel polish, sorry. If it's next gen or acrylic, it may not come off because it could be thicker. Like next gen usually four layers, but sometimes people do 6 or sometimes people do 7. So the thicker it is, the longer it's gonna take to come off. Same with acrylic. Because acrylic and next gen are the same thing. Ow, this is burning my lashes.
Oh, the acetone.
What do you think about roughing up the surface of the nail before you put it in the acetone? Like if there's a clear coat on there that maybe just like.
Totally can. I didn't because mine were already destroyed from me not following my own directions. Okay. But you totally can. You just get the coarser drill bit. The coarser, drill bit that's super, super gritty, and you just go through it and take off the top coat.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not burning your eyes? I think it's my lashes.
I think I'm so used to it at this point.
So am I.
Oh, then yeah, I'm gonna be your lashes.
It is. It always does. It's like they know it. It's weird. So I'm almost done. I just got my pinkies left. Again, make sure your client's fingers are on the actual cotton, kind of rubbing them. That helps create a friction and helps it get off quicker. And then you can move on to the next stages. This is what can take the longest, really. This and shaping. If they want like stiletto or coffin or something, that's what can take the longest. Shaping and soaking off. And design.
Oh my gosh, hand painted designs never again.
People don't really do that. They're using stickers and all sorts of kind of stuff now because it takes too long.
It really does.
And you don't have 6 hours to spend on one client.
And then clients complain about the price. Like, man,
yeah,
you see this beautiful artwork?
Right, that took for 4 hours.
Like,
yes.
Yeah. I did some of my little practice here the other day. I was like, never again. I don't even care that it's Halloween. I'm not doing nothing. Is Natalia still with us? Who? Natalia?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's 3 new people.
Mm-hmm. All right. Almost off. Can you check the timer?
Oh, no, your phone doesn't do it.
Doesn't do that.
13:28. I don't know. Some iPhones it's like you just turn off. It's like I don't know. I've seen people do that. Mine are just like kind of do that.
So it's been about 7 minutes. This should be off the next 3 or 4. So it took a little bit under 10, give or take. And then you'll see how dried my hands are. This is a great time to upsell to your clients. Throw in a hot oil manicure so you can put moisture back into their skin before moving on to an application where that way you can clean up the cuticle. Even if they're getting like a nail tip on top of their natural nail, you could still shape their nail underneath to look pretty. So that way it grows out evenly when the nail extension's on. Couple more minutes. Check them. Don't just leave them, even though it's 20 minutes and you can be doing other things. My nose always itches at the most inappropriate times. Check your clients every 5 to 7 minutes to make sure that their hands are in there because people kind of lax and do all this stuff, and then their hand wasn't in there. And it's like, cool. So make sure that their hand is actually in there getting the application off.
I don't see it. Are those clusters? What are those? Can't tell yet. They look really pretty. I'm guessing. I want to say volume, but it looks like a height. No, my final answer is volume.
You'll never know.
Whatever.
No, it's hybrid.
Oh, it is. Yeah, they're pretty.
All right, almost off of there.
That pinky is giving me trouble.
There's usually a couple of fingers. It's usually the thumbs that are hard to get off. That's normal. But if you can do soak off skin in 20 minutes and then your application in like 45 to an hour, you're pretty good. And if I had a drill, it would be off. So drills can cut your time like in half. With next gen, with acrylic, I even used a drill on gel polish. I'll harden it and then drill over it to give it like a really round circumference like they had on acrylic or next gen before. Oh yay, one pinky off, one to go. Then I'm gonna go wash my hands. I guess were you on class on Thursday and Friday? Yeah, we have class.
Oh,
Do you go back?
wait, are you teaching manicure on Thursdays and Fridays?
No, but Miss Janita is.
I did not know that. No, I was going all week.
Oh,
Yeah. I wish I knew who to do that thing.
so it's almost off. A few more minutes, and I'm gonna go wash my hand. So, do you have a separate practical sheet that you have like manicures and pedicures and stuff on, or is it all for class?
I don't have a practical sheet for either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like this time. Just like knocking on the manicures.
Yeah.
Because I've already been preparing it. Oh, can you tell Miss Amy to get my hair waxed?
Sure.
I use all of it.
So what we'll do is get a piece of notebook paper and write practical on there. And from here on out, like today, you can just do like a mock manually, write that down, today's date, I'll sign it. When you're in cosmetology, you do a haircut, write that down. until you get something, because that's non-void if you're doing all this stuff. You're not even testing.
Well, manicures and pedicures.
At least we can start doing
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this is about off. I'm gonna go wash my hands, and then she's gonna give me a little manicure to put moisture, because you can see, kind of see, they're all dry and brittle. It even dries out your skin, that's normal.
You're gonna go get the box.
Sure. I think Amy's in there. Oh, just saw the door, that's pretty much for now. Everything. All right, this is almost off. All right, so it's all off. I'm gonna go wash my hands. So that way, if there's anything gooky or whatever on there, or an alternative is if you have a hot towel cabinet next to you, you can just put your client's hands in the hot towels and clean them off that way.
There happens to be. Thought she had brought some something. Happens, no. I only have the pink ones that I use for paraffin.
Yeah, but you remember all that stuff?
What happened to it? I haven't been here since Jenny did.
These. You should have a bucket over there. I'm gonna grab more of these. Those are like the paraffin bags.
These personal?
Oh, we have some. Yeah. And then an oil.
What kind of oil?
It doesn't matter. Cuticle oil, lavender oil.
Remove it.
Oil. I follow up spells. I'll grab some from the aesthetics. So these are hot mitts. These are good to have if you want to do a hot oil manicure or a spa manicure. You can put your client's hands in these after you put hot oil on them or after you put paraffin in them. You just plug them up. This sucker works. You could put it on medium. It doesn't get that hot, and then you let them sit. So today we're gonna put oil on my hands since we just took all the nourishment out with the acetone. We're gonna put it back in. I'm gonna go find some oil. If I can't, I'll use the Dermalogica. What is it? Cream to oil base massage cream because that's super hydrating and nourishing. So that way I can put moisture back into my hands, especially since it's really cold outside.
Cuticle oil, I think it's in that room, the staff room.
Okay.
And the pink little box, the pink little, manicure box.
Okay, and so you would do a hot oil manicure instead of a water manicure. So you can do a dry manicure, you can do a water manicure, or you can do a hot oil. I'll be right back. Instead of the pink box. Okay. All right, back in business. So we're gonna use a cream based moisturizer today. This is intensive moisture balance from Dermalogica. So if you don't have oil, you can always use like a moisturizer or some other type of emollient that's gonna put moisture back into the hands. So, and typically you wanna warm it up. Even though it's gonna get warm in the hot mitts, you don't wanna put cold product on them, especially in like the winter time. So I would suggest investing in a hot towel cubby. Okay, so you can go ahead and place it on me.
Okay. Just like,
You're gonna give the massage afterwards. So the difference with this type of manicure is it's backwards. Yeah, just put it on me.
a rubbing in?
Yeah, just put it on. Don't be scared. I'm not gonna bite. Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
On both sides, the front and the
Yeah,
back?
girl, what?
Look,
You put it on there.
really, I just, you know.
You can put it all up on the arm, all of that, and then grab the mitts. And the heat is what helps it penetrate deeper into the skin.
And then do I tie this like I do the paraffin?
Nope. So put one on.
That's it?
And I think it works a little bit better with oil because it's more liquidy than like a cream, but this works. Oh. All right. They don't like that.
Oh, wait. No, this one.
So, ooh, this is perfect. I put it on medium. They feel so good. If you're cold natured like me, you like warm.
And how long?
5 to 10 minutes. So then after we take this off, she's gonna give me a little massage, push back my cuticle, shape my nails. That's it. Now you could do a full-fledged manicure, do polish and all that. I'm good. But this is like an add-on service that you could do soak off, and call it like a nourishing treatment where you're sticking them in oil or cream or paraffin. If you do paraffin, it should be an additional like $10 charge. This alone should be $10. Your manicure should be like 10, 20, or $25. And then when you add paraffin, that's additional like 10. So your soak off could be like $25. 15, 10 to $25, depending on the area you're in and all that jazz. What?
Nothing, you're just staring at me.
My hands already feel better. The heat, they already feel not dry. And the intensive moisture balance is very hydrating.
So when you come out around this house, am I using this?
You use what I already have on.
Oh, okay.
But you could have put that on. I didn't realize we had. I thought that was a mask.
Oh.
We could have used that.
Oh.
You can use anything.
Okay.
Well,
anything
moisture. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the way it smells, but I don't like using it. It just dries out.
Oh, it does?
It goes so fast. Like when I was trying to give Tish or her name is not Tish. I don't know why she wasn't called Tish. Tasha.
Oh, I don't know.
Or Yummy.
Uh-huh.
I was giving them a massage and it felt like I had to like constantly keep grabbing it.
Mm.
So I like the little box that we had. That stuff is so really good.
Did you get your kit?
No.
So let this sit on for like another 5 minutes or so. It warmed up really quick. This works good. I think these are the brands I have. And then they also have them in boot style, so you can stick the feet in. Feels really good. Like this is the perfect time to be doing like models and doing spa type pedicures where you add a mask or paraffin or both, and then get really good.
So is she here on Thursdays? Like
Geneva. She's doing it from home. But it's still like a live class, if you will.
Okay, so she like zooms it and then
She's on Google Classroom.
Okay. Yeah, I'll set it up for her.
Alright, you can take this one off. You just pull it off and immediately go into a hand/arm massage. It depends on how far you want to go with the arm. Leave the other one on so it stays warm. Anytime you can, if it's cold, leave one foot, one hand covered while you work on the other, if conditions are applicable for that.
Oh my gosh, this feels good even later. Like the warm temperature.
These are good. I didn't think they were gonna warm up that quick. Sometimes when they get old and janky, they take a little while, but these are still pretty good. It just feels good. Like it's kind of cold out. Skin's not probably getting as much moisture as with the dry air. And this is just super enriched with vitamins and minerals.
I didn't realize we had a tattoo right there.
I have 6. Didn't realize a lot of things about me.
Because you're never here.
I do be here. I'm here Monday through Thursday.
She's never here, y'all.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now what do I do?
So you push my cuticles back.
Use a cuticle?
You don't have to. Unless they're super, super dry, you need to. You don't have to nip them. You just push them.
Oh my gosh, you missed this part. Have you been wearing fake nails?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's why yours have the dent too?
Mm-hmm. And the person that did it didn't do a good job. Anytime you have dents in your nails, that means the technician didn't drill appropriately. People are always scared of drills. It's the technician. It's not the drill. Just like it's not the gun, it's the shooter.
Oh my gosh, in my old nail whatever, you used to tell me that it was because like I would pop them off. I was like, I'm not popping them off. They're just like coming off.
No, it's when the drill is uneven, they make dividends or grooves in your nail bed. That's why it's good to drill at a low rate, a low speed. When they crank it up too high and it creates those burns, rings of fire,
Oh my
you always have to tell them, A, turn it down, and B, look at the drill bit that they're using. Drill bit shouldn't be used on natural nail bed, which most people don't know. You can use like a sand drill bit, but metal drill bits technically should not be used on a natural nail bed. Only sand, really, and at a fine, fine, fine grit, no higher than medium, because you're etching off your natural nail bed. In some cases, if people have underlying diseases or disorders, it may not come back, or they etch out too much, they damage it. So it's important to use a fine drill bit. And they come in different colors. I've seen gray, white, black. Get like, if you have your fine drill bits, have those be gray. Your medium course, have those be light brown, so on and so forth. So you know which one is which.
I did not know they came in different colors. I just have the basic like red ones.
Yeah, you can get them in different colors.
I remember when I first started doing nails, I was so scared to drill because I was like,
It can be very intimidating.
it wasn't even like drilling, it was getting close to the cuticle. I was like, and I didn't have the ones that were like meant to get close to the cuticle. I was like, oh my goodness.
I didn't think they had well, how long have you been doing nails?
A few months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, oh.
Those are new, by the way. The ones that get close to the cuticle, they didn't always have those.
Right, because I've been getting my nails done since like
Like,
8th grade. I
They
never
have
saw them.
not always had that.
And I went to my friend.
That's tender. So,
This?
yeah, you see it on me?
That makes sense. What'd you do? Did you hit it?
It's just sometimes when you remove something prior, it's just
Mm.
like you take your hair down, sometimes it's sore. Same thing.
Have you worn your natural hair?
Mm-hmm.
There's
And then
nothing
just
to cut.
file.
I was about to say
And
there's
that's
nothing to cut here.
Yep. And so you want to file them just so that way, even if you do put a natural nail on, they grow out evenly. So that way, like this one's not growing that way. It just looks good. You can get fine files, coarse files, and medium grip files. Just like your drill bits, you get the same. So you want to use the finer on the natural nail bed. You can use the medium on like gel and next gen, and the coarse on toes if they have thick toenails, and acrylic. Some people don't like to use drills at all, so they'll get different files and they'll file the whole time. They're really good. It still takes them just as long as somebody that's using a drill. Again, personal preference or choice. Because some people are just like anti, they're like, it tears up the natural nail bed. But again, to me, it's the technician. If they are properly trained, they know what they're doing, and they're taking their time to take care of the health of the nail, it won't damage them. And sometimes you don't see the damage till after the fact.
I could not hand file the whole time. Especially with shaping. Absolutely not. Yes, please.
You're going like that. You want to go across the whole nail. So you want to use your whole file. This is too coarse. That's part of the problem. I don't think we have any others. But you want it to use your whole file. Because when you're just doing like, that's going to take all day. So if you use your whole thing.
Oh, like one swift movement. Okay.
It'll be much better.
I see how she just took over my whole nail.
And then make sure that you have the proper drill or the proper file grip, because if it's too crunchy, it can break the nail if it's thin. If it's too coarse, you have pretty strong nails, so you're good.
I don't know what this tent is, but it's kind of bothering me.
You need to be wearing gloves. Did you have some on when you did whatever you did?
I haven't done anything. That's the thing.
Okay.
Okay. So
Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go. The next time you get your nails done, watch how your technician does your nails. Watch the steps, watch how they do.
Your nails are little. How often do you get them done?
Maybe 3 to 4 weeks.
You do fills or just new sets?
No, I do fills. So, again, full.
It's so hard to just like swift movement it.
This, you have to get used to it. Filing is key. Shape and polish are everything. That's all they're gonna remember is the shape and the polish. So if you get the polish down, you're halfway there. Because that's the finished product. If your polish is not on point, it doesn't matter. The application is great, but if that polish ain't on point, it takes away from everything. Part of the problem is this is too coarse of a file for my nail, but it's fine. So it's a finer grit. And so then you see how there's that little piece right there?
This is like.
Yeah, I was like, that's for like acrylic.
Yeah.
And you just tell it.
I thought we had some.
It's fine, you can use it. Almost.
Oh. Like, did I have it right the first time? This way?
You gotta a little bit harder, but not
Because I
too
know you
hard.
said this one was the
Yeah.
sensitive one.
So I know you're trying to be timid, but and use different angles. So you can go under, switch it around. You just gotta get used to it, I think. It's like a drill.
Yeah. I think because I went straight into acrylics, I never sat here and did like a manicure. I'll keep it under.
So let's see. If you ever want to get it, you just push their skin back. Same thing if you're, if you're utilizing this, this can push it back, that fatty part. And you want crisp shapes so it doesn't get caught on anything. That's good. And then you could put a top coat on or a base coat on, a hardener, a protein, a conditioner, whatever the client may need. Some people may need a hardener because their nails are thin. Some people may need protein because they have like grooves or ridges. It just depends on what's going on.
So would you even this out?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So what would cause that dent? Like that little dip that you had?
Could have chipped.
I could have been using this side is left.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. Is this the more appropriate?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
And do you like the more square around it?
yeah, and then if you could just do one coat of that, just to thicken them.
The bonder?
Oh, I thought that was,
Because we have other stuff.
I thought it was,
It's foundation.
that's for Jill's. I just need like a top coat.
This is a matte top coat.
That's fine.
Okay.
So now she's just gonna put a top coat on. To kind of, my nails are thin, so I just want something that's harder. That'll make them harder. And that's a choice. Your clients will let you know if they want that or not.
How do you know which one's like best for them? Like if they need a partner or something more nourishing?
You just have to look at their nails and see what that particular client needs.
Who's doing it? Who's gonna be there for me?
Thank you. And that's a version of an in bowl still cup. Does anybody have any questions? There'll be a replay of this on tomorrow. And then we will meet again next week and do more practical work. And then I'll have to get Janita's schedule for this week to see which days she will be teaching. Did she tell you guys last week the days for this week? Yes, no, maybe so. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, no, okay.
What'd you say?
She didn't say what day. She just said she would be in person this week, but I don't recall what day.
All right, so I'll find out and then I will post it later on the Google Classroom. Did everybody get the Google Classroom link today that was sent on Google Classroom?
Yes.
So I will find out what her dues are and then probably depending on how long it takes her to message me back, I'll put that and it'll be entitled Monday, October 26th. We'll have the replay, the notes from the board, what we went over, and your next meeting class.
Okay.
All right, ladies, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.